the defending champions, those New England Patriots, at the top. But, Elliot, I think my bone to pick with you comes in that 3-4 shuffle. The Packers jumping over those Oakland Raiders.
That's right.
What's going on there?
That's right. I mean, I changed my mind as much as Manny faces.
Oh, okay, I like that.
All right.
Yeah, nice He-Man reference there.
The Packers going to be changing running backs a little bit this year. I think they're going to have a committee, but a good committee. They've got a rookie that they're playing right now that they are really big on in Jamal Williams. They've got Ty Montgomery. And I think that this Packers running attack is going to give them something that they didn't have last year consistently, Akbar. With the Raiders, this really wasn't a knock on them, although I'm a little concerned about their secondary. Sean Smith getting demoted. I don't know if Reggie Nelson's been in the league a long time. I don't know how much that part of their team has been improved.
Well, I think the one thing you're looking at the Raiders, and you talk about the running game, and you're going goo-goo gaga for the Packers run game. Look at the run game that the Raiders just picked up with Marshawn Lynch. Mm-hmm. I know there are a lot of people who probably question because he's a little bit up in age, but this guy is a runner, and I think he adds a different dimension to this Oakland Raiders offense that makes Carr big-time, prime-time this season, and the Raiders.
And burn clock to help that defense, too.
Absolutely. Now, there's another shift inside the top 10. The Giants and Seahawks, they're up, but the guys who play where the stars tonight are big and bright, that's the Dallas Cowboys. They're down. Why is that?
Well, I mean, being in Canton for the Hall of Fame game and watching, Blaine Gabbert winging the ball out there like Dan Marino, and some of the Cowboys starters were out there. And so I think, when I look at the Giants, their defense is stout. Last year, they were second in points allowed. They beat the Cowboys twice. In the second meeting up in New York, the Cowboys offense couldn't get anything done. The Giants were fine with, hey, we'll just punt and play defense, and they won the game. I don't see that defense being much weaker this year. And then you look at Seattle. What was Seattle not able to do last year and years past? Run the football, Akbar. Marshawn Lynch was gone. We all thought Thomas Rawls was going to take it over. That didn't happen.
Now you add Eddie Lacy.
Now you add Eddie Lacy. They're going to be able to play a little clock ball like we talked about with the Raiders. I just think on a neutral field right now, I would take Seattle over Dallas. And that's not even weighing in on the whole Zeke Elliott stuff. Yeah. So to me, I like the way I have it here.
Yeah, and you mentioned, of course, Eddie Lacy. I think Eddie Lacy is going to be a big difference maker for this team.
No pun intended. A big difference maker.
I wasn't going
Eddie Lacy. Okay. All right. That was 1 through 10. So time out to take a look at Elliot's preseason power rankings, 11 through 20, topped by the Titanic ones coming in at number 11. But what's after that?
Right. Well, I just said I like how I have it here. 11 through 20 is always just this hodgepodge of what you think are going to be mediocre teams to playoff cusp teams. You see the Cardinals right there. They're up 5 spots. Sure. But the team I'm looking at is the Texans because they were able to make the playoffs last year with the 29th rated quarterback in the league in Brock Osweiler. Can Deshaun Watson, if he ends up starting, really be worse than Brock Osweiler was last year? This guy played big games or in big games in college, had a great record in college. And, oh, by the way, they got J.J. Watt coming back, right? Jadeveon Clowney, Akbar was a beast down the schedule.
Yeah, he sure did. He picked up for where, obviously J.J. Watt left off after that injury.
Now to have them both back. Then you have the Dolphins, okay? And I know that everybody is super excited about Jay Cutler entering the fold. Well, maybe not. You're not. You're not.
Add me in there.
Jay Cutler, I think it was a smart move, but I don't necessarily think he's going to save the season for him. I like it from a depth standpoint. It's like if Matt Moore doesn't work out, you have Jay Cutler. If Jay Cutler doesn't work out, you have Matt Moore. But for these people that think he is going to save the season for the Dolphins and take them to the AFC title game, let me just show you some numbers here on Jay Cutler's career. These are his passer rating year by year. Okay, if you're anywhere near the top in the NFL, you're usually around a 110. Matt Ryan had 117 last year. If you have a 95, you've had a really good season. Jay Cutler's never even hit that before. I'm not saying this is the only metric by which to measure a player. I'm just saying if you're saying that this guy is going to get them to the doorstep of the Super Bowl, I think that's a little bit of an exaggeration or high hopes at best.
Well, familiarity. Adam Gase, they have a relationship, not to mention Julius Thomas, a part of this team. He was a part of an Adam Gase.
So you're believing in
his best season yet. Yep, best season ever.
Well, Jay Cutler, just 2 10-win seasons and just 3 winning seasons in his 11 campaigns in the National Football League.